College life in America is getting more expensive every single year. For a lot of students, rent alone can destroy their monthly budget. In some cities, paying $700 a month might only get you a tiny shared room with barely enough space for a bed and a desk. And after groceries, transportation, internet, coffee, and daily expenses, saving money starts feeling almost impossible. But not every American city is insanely expensive. There are still places where students can find lower rent, better apartments, part-time job opportunities, and a much more comfortable lifestyle without spending thousands every month. So, in this video, we're looking at some affordable cities in the USA where students can actually save money and still enjoy a decent quality of life. And honestly, some of these cities offer way more value for the money than places like New York or California. Let's get started. Tucson, Arizona. If you try finding a $700 room in New York, there's a good chance you'll end up with a tiny shared space and multiple roommates. But in Tucson, that same budget can get you something much more comfortable. Tucson is home to the University of Arizona, so the city already has a strong student culture. And because so many students live here, there are plenty of shared apartments, student-friendly cafes, budget restaurants, and cheaper housing options. Most shared apartments here cost around $700 to $1,000 per month, but the difference is space. Apartments here are usually much bigger and less crowded compared to cities like New York. The vibe is also completely different. Instead of giant skyscrapers and non-stop traffic, you get open roads, mountain views, and a quieter lifestyle. A lot of students actually prefer Tucson because life feels less stressful here. Groceries are also more manageable. Basic items like milk, bread, eggs, and fast food meals are usually cheaper than major coastal cities. And if you cook at home and split rent with roommates, living costs become much easier to manage. Now, the biggest downside: the summer heat. Arizona summers can get extremely hot, so if you hate hot weather, this city may not be perfect for you. But for students who want lower expenses and a calmer lifestyle, Tucson offers a surprisingly good balance. Average monthly student budget, around $1,200 to $1,600.
Columbus, Ohio. Columbus feels very different from Tucson. This city has a much more energetic student atmosphere. Ohio State University brings a huge student population into the city, and honestly, you can feel that energy almost everywhere. Because so many students live here, the city is filled with affordable cafes, student apartments, cheap food spots, and part-time job opportunities. And compared to major cities, rent is still relatively affordable. Shared housing usually costs around $700 to $1,200 depending on the area. But what makes Columbus interesting is that it feels modern without feeling insanely expensive. You still get nightlife, events, sports culture, and busy downtown areas without paying New York prices. A lot of students work retail jobs, campus jobs, food delivery, or coffee shops to help manage expenses. And because the city is growing fast, job opportunities keep increasing. Now, honestly, the winters here can be rough. Cold weather is one reason some people eventually leave Ohio. But if you want a city that feels active, social, and student-focused while still being affordable, Columbus is one of the better options in the Midwest. Average monthly student budget, around $1,400 to $1,900. San Antonio, Texas. If you combine affordability, space, lifestyle, and job opportunities, San Antonio becomes one of the most attractive student cities in the country. Texas is already known for lower living costs compared to states like California or New York, and San Antonio is one of the biggest reasons why. Shared apartments here usually cost around $700 to $1,200, but again, the biggest difference is what you actually get for your money. Compared to expensive coastal cities, apartments here often feel much larger and more comfortable. Groceries and restaurant prices are also more reasonable. A basic restaurant meal might cost around $12 to $18, and monthly grocery costs for students usually stay around $250 to $400 depending on lifestyle. But one of the biggest advantages of Texas is this: there's no state income tax, which means students working part-time jobs can usually keep more of the money they earn. And because San Antonio keeps growing, opportunities in healthcare, education, retail, and tech continue increasing too. The city also has a lot more personality than people expect. There's strong food culture, festivals, cafes, shopping areas, and historic neighborhoods, so life here doesn't feel boring at all. Now, yes, summer heat can get intense, and in some areas, having a car makes life much easier. But overall, San Antonio gives students something that's becoming harder to find in America: a comfortable lifestyle without insanely high living costs. Average monthly student budget around $1,400 to $1,900. So, if you had to choose, would you rather live in a tiny, expensive room in New York or have more space and lower living costs in one of these cities? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy videos about affordable living, money, and lifestyle in America, don't forget to subscribe for more.